previous class, we have discussed about the three important aspects of the cascading style sheets. That is, how we can apply the different properties and values for the different elements. Like it can be tags, like basic tags like p tag, h1 to h6, and also like tables, list, and so on. So for applying all these properties, how we can apply the properties at three different levels. So for that, we have discussed the three important types or the three different levels of style sheet that we have discussed. That is the inline style sheets, document level, and then is the external level. And you have to remember that the three levels of style sheets are having the priority from lowest level to the highest level. That are inline, that the browser executes the program, or we can say the web page, depending on the inline, document level, and external level. So according to this, it will work out. So if we go back to the same example that we have discussed, I will just open this, or if you run this now. So this all we have discussed. Okay. So in that, if you have this, if I open this particular link tag, and if we can observe the changes, like we have used style1.css, and here we have say h1 and p, and for this color is red. Here we have color as blue. So if I remove this, okay, I'm just having a recap so that you can understand it. So if we remove this and now if I run this, then there will be a change, because what it is doing, it is checking for h1 and h2 font family, it is taking in Arial. But in case of this, for h1 we have specified the font size as 40 and color as red. So this will be considered for the h1. So how we can observe this? I have already told this many a times. So if you want to know this, just right click on this your browser. It can be any browser, and then click on the inspect element. So if you click on this, you will get to know these styles. Okay, so for example h1 and h2 font family, it is considered as Arial. Okay, and again for this you can consider h2 font size is 40 and color is red. Like this it is considered, and font family Arial is cancelled here. So it depends on which you have used, whether you are using the document level or whether you are using the external level, or whether you are using the combination of all three. Like in this case, for example, if you consider this paragraph, we are using the inline, so it will take color as blue, and font size it will take it as 30. And if you go to this particular thing, it is taking color as green. So initially it will take color as green, but since we have mentioned it as inline, so it will take color as blue. So like this you can observe the uh, here if you click on this, you will get to know about this particular paragraph. Okay, are we all following it, everyone? So consider this, you can see that font size is 20 is cancelled. Why font size 20 is cancelled? Where we have mentioned that? Here we have mentioned font size as 20. This is the external level. But whereas at the document level, we have mentioned the font size as 30. So it is telling that because which is given the higher priority, here we have the document level and here we have the external level. So in both the ways we have the font size, but document level will override with the external level. Yes or no? So that will be indicated with this inspect element. This is a very good tool. It will be available in any browser. So just right click on that, and if you click on this particular paragraph or any tag, you will get to know their properties. Okay, so here it is seen that font size 20 is been cancelled. Are we getting it, everyone? And what are these, you may ask? So these are the by default styles that will be considered by the browser. Usually whenever you type in the earlier examples in the first unit, we have used paragraph, h1, h2 and so on. So there we didn't mention any of the styles. Okay, for example, if I use h3 header here, okay, for h3 I have not used any of the styles. So if I execute run that, then you may observe such by default values for H3 as well. So these will be considered by default values will be considered by the CSS, I mean by the browser if you do not specify any style specification. Are we clear with this, everyone? Any doubts here? Yes. Any doubts in this case? Shall we go ahead? I want response from your side. It is becoming one-way communication. Yes. Vishal, Siddharth, shall we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after studying this, we have discussed something called as the selector forms. So the first one that we have studied is the simple selector forms, and we have discussed the syntax of how it will be. So simple selectors will have the tag name. So basically in the first or one or two examples we have studied this simple selectors only. So it will be like h1, h2 and so on, or you can specify it differently. This we have studied, and the second one that we will be studying is the class selectors. This is the second correct category. So why we require this class selectors? It is used to allow different occurrences of the same tag to use different style specifications. Like for example, consider that you have two paragraphs or say two tables and so on. For both the tables or for both the paragraphs, you want to give different types of style sheets. Like if you use the earlier one, the simple selectors, it will be a common one. For example, if you say paragraph P, font size is 30. But I want to have two paragraphs, and for one paragraph I want the font size as 30 and the color as say blue, and for other paragraph I want to have the font size as 20 and color as say green. So in this conditions we can use this class selectors. So it is used to allow different occurrences of the same tag. For the same particular tag, we can set different properties, and these different properties can be applied to different paragraphs depending on which class we want to specify. So what will be the syntax of it? So the syntax will go like this. First we will have the tag name. Okay, first it will have the tag name. Then we have something called as the dot. Okay, or we can say period, and then followed by the class name. So this is like taking a variable name. In C programming, you can take any variable names for addition of two numbers, number A, number B, like this. So this will be the user defined class name, and then this remains same properties and their value, list of values. So like this we have to use the class selector. So the class you want on a particular occurrence of a tag is specified with the class attribute of the tag. So let's take the example and understand it. So for this I have taken another example. Okay, so how to specify this class selector? Like this is the class selector I have chosen. So p dot one. Okay, then font family as Arial, font size as 50, color as blue. I want to have another different styles for the paragraphs. So I will say p dot 2, and then background color is yellow, font style is italic, font size is 30 points and so on. Okay, you can leave these parts. This we can take it later on. So now in this particular paragraph, how to specify it? To specify that, you have to do like this. Open the paragraph P, then say class, okay, equal to, what is the class name I have given? We have considered paragraph with two classes, P dot 1 and P dot 2. So whichever you want to specify, if you use P dot 1, this if you specify as the value for the class attribute, these properties will be applicable. If you use 2, these properties will be applicable for the paragraph. So I will say 1, okay, and then close the P tag, and here you can specify that this paragraph paragraph is with color blue, color as blue, comma, size, font size as 50, and font family as Arial. It's any information you can write, but then you can close the paragraph tag. Are we getting it? How to use the class selectors? So always it will have the tag name first, followed by a dot, or we can call it as a period, and then followed by the class name. So this will be user defined one. You can take anything, like you can take A, B, C, like that you can take, but always take a proper ones. Okay, don't take any random things. So take some meaningful class names. Okay, so these are called as the class selectors. So whenever you want to use the class selectors, you can use like this: P, that is paragraph tag. For that we have to have an attribute called as class equal to the class name, and then any information that you want to put inside the paragraph. Okay, so if I run this now, see what we have done. This paragraph is with color as blue, font size as 50, and font family as Arial. Are you getting it, everyone? And I want to have another paragraph for where I want these properties. So what I will do, I will take this same paragraph P, then class equal to 2, and then whatever information I have, this I can put it out. Need to make changes. This paragraph is with background color, or we can say shortcut BG color as yellow, font size with 30 points, and font family as, so font family we have not specified here, so it will take default. Then font style we are mentioning here, so font style as italic. Can you observe this now? So this is also paragraph, this is also paragraph. BG color as yellow, font size 30, and font style as italic. So these are called as the class selectors. So can you tell me the difference between now the simple selectors and class selectors? What you can think of? Sorry. So when you use the simple selectors like h1, h3 and so on, whatever you specify as the tag names or the selectors, and what all properties you specify, it will be applicable for every particular tag. Like for example, in this case, we have used this like h1, h2. So wherever I use h1 and h2, or if I use h1 10 times, every time the font family is going to become Arial. Or whenever I use h2, the font family is going to become Arial. But I want to have different types of properties and values in different situations. Like for example, in this case, if some important thing is there, I will put with red color. If information is not so important, I will put with a red color like this. So in such situations, you can use different types of properties for the same element or for the same tag. Are we getting it, everyone? Are we following? So how to use that? You have to use it with like this: tag name dot, or you can say it as a period, then followed by the class name. So this will be a user defined one. Okay, you can give any name for this, and then properties and value list. And similarly, if you want to have p2 and so on. Suppose say that I want to have another paragraph with, say, for example, font size as 25 and font style as italic or font style with something bold. So what we have to do, or I want to align it as center. What we have to do, how we can include in this? Can somebody tell me? I want to have another paragraph with different set of properties. What we can do? Can somebody tell me? First tell me, are we clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Others?
Yes, sir.
Suyash, Amrita Pujari, Aniket Kudukar, Charan, are you all following? Okay. Now, if I want to have another paragraph with, say, different property values, what I have to do? How
We'll
it
take
has
a
to
new
be
class.
included? Okay, so how to take a new class?
Sir, P.3.
Here you have to tell.
P.3.
Okay, very good. Who is telling? P.3. Okay.
So
Then,
then we'll write its properties.
okay. Say I want font size. We can take different properties as well, but as of now, it will be easy for you. So I'm taking it only font size and color like this. Say color. Okay. We have created the class, but how to include this for the paragraph? For that, what you have to do? You have to take the paragraph. Say for this same thing I will take here, I will say 3 class equal to 3, and whatever information is there, that will appear with what? Font size as 20 and color as green. So let's take this one. So can you see this now? Study for internal test. So it is appearing with color as green and the font size as 20. So this is how you have to use the class selectors. So you may have different properties and so on. So how many you want? Say for example, when you are actually designing a web page, you may have different, say 5 P's you can take, like class 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And whenever it is required, just include that. If you want this type of properties values, you can use class equal to 1. If you want these properties, class equal to 2. If you want these properties, class equal to 3, and so on and so forth. Like this, you have to use the class selectors. Okay, we'll proceed with the next set of elements. I hope it is clear to everyone. So in the examination, how to write? If they ask you class selectors, why it is required and what is the main advantage of this? It is used to allow different occurrence of the same tag to use different style specification. A style class has a name which is attached to a tag name. So this is what we call it as the class has a name, and how it will be given. The class you want on a particular occurrence of a tag is specified with the class attribute of the tag, and you can write the syntax. And one simple example. Okay, simple example is like this. You can take p equal to p.1, p.2 and just write 2 paragraphs. That will be sufficient one for 4 to 5 marks. Okay. If they ask you all the different types of selectors together for 10 marks, then you can write only one paragraph in that. So we can do it. Okay, now let's start with the begin with the next type of selectors. The next type of selectors are called as the generic selectors. So a generic class can be defined if you want a style to apply to more than one kind of a tag. A generic class must be named and the name must begin with a period. Like the class selectors. So in the class selectors, one thing that we studied is for one particular tag, like for a p tag or h tag, different types of styles can be applied whenever it is required with a different class names. So in generic selectors, what we are going to do is, again we are going to use the concept of class only. We are going to specify our own class, and in that we are not going to specify any paragraph name or any tag name. Basically, in the class selectors, what we did, we use the p, or we can use h1, like this we can use it. But in case of this, will not specify any class name in any tag name here. That means what? It is like a generic. It will start with a dot, period symbol, and then the name of that particular class. And whatever properties you give, it can be used for different elements. Okay, so how to use this? Let's take with this example. So in case of this, what I will do is, I will take this dot 3, okay, or say for example dot center. We can take this, or we can put this one only, dot special. Okay, so what will happen? This will be the font size 20 points, color as red, and text align, we can say text align center. Okay, now after defining this class, I can use it for any different types of tags. It need not be like compulsorily for only paragraphs only, because it is a generic one. It is not specific. The class selector is specific. This 1 and 2, what we have discussed, it can be applied for only the paragraphs. But this special that we have defined, it can be applicable for different also. So what I will do, I will take the paragraph and I will put class. How to use this? Again, same thing. In the concept remains same. Open the paragraph or any, then followed by the attribute class, and the value should be name of the class. So we'll say special. Okay, and then here we'll say this is an example for generic selector. Okay, then I will take, say for example h5 I will take. Okay, then class equal to special, and then say this header, this heading is with font size 20, color red, and aligned. Then we can close this h tag. Is right. Okay, just run this now. Can you see this? This is an example for generic selectors. This heading is with font size 20 points, color red, and align center. So this is what basically, this is a paragraph, and this is what a heading. Can you see the code? This what I have used P, that is a paragraph. Here what I have used H5, that is a heading I have used. But what is common in these two cases? The class is same. Are you getting it, everyone? So whenever you want to apply a particular set of styles and properties values for different types of elements, it can be headers, it can be paragraph, tables, and so on. You may ask why you are taking every time H and P only. This question may arise, but we will learn these basic things first, and then we can go ahead with how we can give different properties for the tables, for the lists, for the input elements like text boxes and so on. For understanding purpose, we are taking only paragraph and H, so that it will be easy for you to understand how to design the style sheets, and then later on you can put it on different types of elements like tables, lists, and so on. So are we clear with this? Any doubts here? Anybody has any doubts?
No,
So
sir.
if you want to apply this same for like say, for example, for H3, you can do apply for H3 also. This thing remains same, class equal to special, and remaining things remain same. Okay. So these are the generic selectors that we have. So what will the syntax of it? The syntax will be, it will start with the dot period, then followed by the class name. And why it is used? Generic class can be defined if you want a style to apply to more than one kind of a tag. Okay. A generic class must be named and the name must begin with a period. So other things remain same. So whenever you want to apply this generic classes, open the tag. The tag will have the attribute called as class, and the value you should specify it as the generic class name. Okay. For example, if I want to use this like dot one, I can use that also, no issues, because like you may ask like here also you used one and here also you used one. Okay, we do not have dot one two times. If I use this like this, then there will be a conflict. Like same variables name, it will happen like this. This is not allowed, but this is allowed. What is allowed? P dot one and dot one is allowed. Why? Because this is the which selector it is? It is a class selector, and this is the general generic selector. So if you want to test it, you can test that also. But usually we don't prefer using like this because again there will be a confusion. But I am just telling you it is valid. Here also I'll put it as one. Let me just check it out. Okay, so here I need this, so I'm getting like this. It should be what? Okay, so one, what I have given. Okay, since this is the paragraph, so it is taking one. But whereas in this H5 class equal to one, and this will be considered for this particular thing. Is that clear for everyone? Because it is P class equal to one, it will take what? It will take this particular thing. Okay, for only H5 or H class equal to 1. So what it will consider? It will consider this particular thing. Are we clear with this? But usually don't use such type of conflicting names where we have class names, I mean generic selectors and class selectors name as same. Don't prefer using this, but I am just telling you the different ways of using it. Shall we go ahead with the next one?
Yes, sir.
Then the next one that we have is the an ID selector allow the application of a style to one specific element. For only one specific element you want to apply it. Okay, in that situation we can use this ID selectors. So ID selectors like the generic selector start with the dot. Here ID selectors with start with the symbol called as the hash. To select an element with specific ID, write a hash character followed by the ID of the element. So what is the general syntax? Slash special ID. Like you can have the class names 1, 2, 3, so on. Similarly, have the IDs and then followed by the property value list. So for example, if you take like this, we have the ID selector here, or we can take this one as so I'll take this one and then I will put it inside this. So I will take like this, and how we have to specify? You have to specify this with the hash symbol. Hash, say center, then font size 30, color as blue, text align center. If I want this to be applied to a specific element, to one specific element, I can use this. So how to use this? Like for example, I want to use it for a paragraph. Like for example, if I use any paragraph now, and if I specify class as 1, 2 or special, what will happen? It will take these different class names. But if I want to apply it for only one specific element, what we can do? We can use it like this. So I'll open this. So P, and here you have to use class. Then what should be the value? Value should be sorry, here we have to use it as ID because it is ID selector. Instead of class attribute, you have to use the ID attribute. P ID equal to what is the name of that center. So use that. Then followed by that, right? This is an example for ID selectors. Just a break line here. Are we getting it? So if you want to apply for only one specific element, we can use these ID selectors. So what is the syntax of it? It will be like this: start with the hash symbol, then the name of an ID. Okay, so instead of class, we can call it as the ID. Then the opening curly brace, closing curly brace, list of properties and their values. And whenever you want to include this, the main difference between the earlier selectors and this is you have to use the attribute called as ID. Do not use the attribute called as class. You have to use the attribute as ID. And what is the name? Center and the information. So if I want this to be applied for a specific element, okay, like for example h1 and h2, like for in this case I don't have, for example, if I use, say, I'll use this one only. Okay, instead of this I will take it as what, say h5. So which type of selector it is now? h5. h5 is which type of selector? Whether it is a class, it is a general, or it is a simple selector. Which type of selector it is now?
Simple selector.
It is a simple selector. Now assume that if I use h5, okay, if I use h5 here, okay, simple selectors, yes or no? It will become what? Simple selectors. So what all properties it has got applied? So it got applied with these properties. That is, font family as Arial, font size as 50 and color as blue. But in another case, if I want to use, sorry, for here I will put it as h5. If I want to use a h5, okay, and if I want to include some different properties like this font size 30, color as blue, or text align center like this, so we can do what? h5 ID equal to the name of the ID selector, that is center. So then the information. So this heading is with font size 30, color blue, and center line. Then we can close this H5. What will happen to this H5 and what will happen to this H5? Can somebody tell me? So for this H5, it will apply the properties of simple selectors. But whereas for this particular H5, it will apply the properties of ID selectors, because we have specified the attribute as ID equal to center. Let's run this now. Everyone observe only these two. Any doubts with ID selectors? So you use the ID selector for the heading as well as paragraph. So you can, if you want to specific element, you can use it. Any doubts here? Are we clear with this? So we have covered simple selectors, class, generic, and ID selectors. The last one remaining is universal selectors and pseudo classes. This we can continue in the next class. Please let me know if you have any doubts. And one more thing, remember that whatever you have used, which type of level of style sheet we have used, inline or document or external we have used in this case. In this entire session, we have used the document level. Okay, so the same thing can be applied. I mean, what all classes you have defined, it can be used in the external level as well. Like for example, if you want what all you have made, if you want to put it in the CSS file, you can just take all this and put this in the CSS file. Like that also you can use the different selectors. It need not be like mandatory that whenever you want to use the class selectors, different types of selectors, it has to be at the document level. No, it can be used in the external level as well. I want responses from everyone. Are you following the subject?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Others,
Yes,
are you
sir.
practicing it
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
with
Yes,
your
sir.
online compilers?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can leave the session now.